Hey YouTube, well, I'm here to talk about Queen Sugar. Queen Sugar Season 2, Episode 12. Alright, I don't know about these Borlones and their relationships. these Borlones have a hard time in relationship. Let me get into it. Okay, it opens up with Nova and Dr. Dubois, Dr. Robert Dubois, are preparing for a television show. I believe it takes place in Atlanta. At any rate, they're away from New Orleans. That's for sure. I think they're in Atlanta. Anyway, they're going to have this show. So they're practicing what they're going to say on this show. The little bit is only a couple minutes, but Nova feels like it's rehearsed. They got come at this thing like a team, right? We'll get right back to that. Okay, so Ralph and Dorla come into the High Yellow, which is the restaurant where Aunt Vi is the manager. They tell Aunt Vi that they're about to be married. They show her the marriage license. Aunt Vi notices that the license is only good for 30 days, so they got to work fast. So she said, "You're going to have it at the church?" Well, they have decided they want to just get married in front of a judge. So Aunt Vi said, because she had offered for them to have the reception at her house. At the wedding at the church, reception at her house, they said they're not going to do that. So she says, well, it's your life, but if you change your mind, the offer is still open. Okay. I'm still not down with their marriage necessarily. I mean, I want them to be married. I want people to be happy, of course. And they have a child together. It'd be great for Blue to have two parents. But this Blue is just like every other week he's got some other issue. So I just don't trust him. I don't know that he'll be a responsible husband. He might do all right as a father. He seems to love his kid and he takes care of his kid and all that. But I'm not convinced of how good a husband Ralph Angel will make. But it's not my life, so next thing has happened is they've done the TV show, and after the show, well, during the TV show, it doesn't go the way Nova thought it was going to go. He seems to attack her, calling her, I forget what he calls her, but calling her hysterical. Anyway, she smiles through the show. They have a little exchange, and after the show, she storms off the stage. And she is hot. He goes to ask her what's going on, to have a conversation with her. And she feels like he attacked her on national television. He explains he was just trying to throw a little drama into the bit people will watch. She didn't get it. And he says, well, we'll talk about it on the way back to New Orleans. And she says she is not going back to New Orleans with him, and she does not want him around her people. So she's not able to let that go at all. Next thing we see is something's going on with Davis. Davis has got an injury. His doctor is telling him he needs to have immediate surgery. And he's saying, Davis asked him how long it would take. How long would he be off of his whatever limit is? I assume it's his legs. And the doctor tells him 6 to 8 weeks. That's about how long it takes for him to be. He's supposed to be training. If he can't train, he can't work the next season. He'll be out of season. So this is a big thing for Davis. Obviously, this is how he makes his living. Okay. Then we move to this big park where Charlie's all excited about this big festival she wants to put on, with all these rides and all this stuff, right? The guy who's in charge of that land, I don't know if it's a public park or not, some kind of land where they were planning on doing this event of hers. He withdraws his offer of the land. Sam Landry then came in and somehow made this dude retract the offer from her. He's going to sell He's going to have a major garage sale there instead. He's going to sell some old farm equipment. So he's done this just to ruin her event. Okay, so they have to come up with an idea for another event, another location. They got to work fast. This is happening within a couple of days. So they moved the thing to another location. Once again, that Sam Landry prevents that from happening. Next thing, she gets a call as Sam Landry has stopped her trucks from coming in to set up. So all of her catering trucks and all of her games and all of her booths, all the things that were going to be set up. So they said that, well, maybe we can do it on the farm. Well, for some reason, couldn't happen at the farm. We'll do it in town. They're never going to do it. Some property in town that got pulled. Now Landry stopped her trucks from even coming to town. So, I think it's Remy who suggests, why don't we just do it at the mill? Charlie's upset. She wanted to have a big grand event, to treat the people with respect. She don't want to have some little, thing inside. But it's also raining. So they decide, okay, we'll do it in the mill. Everybody gets together, they put it together, and they got to do some good networking there because this is supposed to happen the next day. So I guess they're able to notify everyone, and they do the event in the mill, indoors. And everyone likes it. No, they're not really tripping. They're not even aware of all these big plans she had. She wants to do things in a big way. But basically, they have an indoor barbecue type of thing. And it comes across well. They have they want to name a brown sugar queen. And same sugar, but just for brown people. And they named Kiki Wins. First, I thought it would be kind of weird since she's running it, and her family's so involved for Micah's girlfriend to win. But Kiki has been trying to win this thing for years. She's been applying for the big one, the Landrys, and been rejected for a long time. So she should have won, and she did. Okay, next thing we see is Ralph Angel. He discovers that after all that work and all that money and all that buying new equipment and all the stuff he had to go through with Charlie, the farm is they're going to basically break even. That means there's no profit after all that. And he's hot. The foreman there, I forget the man's name. The foreman there, who was a professional, tells Ralph that this is the way it goes. That he had went 7 years before he turned a profit on his farm, when he's running the farm. He would hope that he would have 1 year where they could break even. They lost money for 7 years. Just like most businesses, You have a restaurant, they tell you, you have to plan on losing money for 3 years or something like that. Count on losing money. It takes a while before you actually see a profit. Well, Ralph wanted to give Dorla a nice wedding. That's his big thing. Now he's going to have to break it to her. She can't have a nice wedding. But Dorla, that's not her main thing. She'll understand if he's honest. Say they don't have the money to do it. But they considered that a win if they didn't lose money. At least the bills got paid. And so Dorla gets a phone call from her parents. So now, when they were planning the wedding, Dorla's parents actually called her back. They don't usually call her back. They haven't called her back for years. And not only did they call back, but they are showing up. They're coming for the marriage. They don't know now. So I guess they're going to have a wedding. If her parents coming all the way from wherever. Seems like the big problem with her is with her father. Her father is the alpha male. He runs everything, and this woman is very docile, her mother. But we didn't get to meet them on this episode. They're on their way. Dorla, she goes back from happy tears to sad tears, happy tears to sad tears about them coming. At least they did respond to her finally. But she don't know that it's something that is going to be a pleasurable experience. She's very nervous and scared about her family. I have a feeling that her father is a major asshole. But we'll find out when they arrive. Robert shows up unexpectedly at the festival. He feels like he's going to come to the festival and apologize to Nova. Apologize primarily because he kind of ambushed her and let her know that he was going to kind of throw a monkey wrench in things. She went into it thinking they were going to be partners. He, in the middle of the show, which they only had a couple minutes to talk, she felt like he had slighted her. So he gives her a sincere apology and all that. But now she's becoming another laundry because her actions here is very much like Ralph Angel's was at the school and at the class, where they feel like they're so fragile and so easily slighted. Right? Anything someone says that is not in total support of them. But I don't think this man has done anything horrible, to tell you the truth. These laundries are hard to get along with. So now we assume that, okay, they'll make up, then we'll have another lovemaking scene, right? Nope. Ain't gonna happen. He's saying that he just wants to push her to the next level. She don't want to be pushed to the level, and she gets hostile towards him. Now, in my opinion, Nova is wrong here. You know, she's a sexy woman and all that kind of stuff, but she ain't had too many Robert Dubois coming through where they live. So this might be her one chance for a serious relationship. And to me, it looks, because the other relationship she had, the one with the white guy and having casual sex with these people, she always seemed to be like she's on the verge of tears after she had the sex. And the lesbian woman, that didn't satisfy her. Maybe she just can't be satisfied. This was the problem her mother had. This is why she didn't want to marry the father. She wanted to be a free spirit. So she sends him on his way. Now, I don't think he was all that wrong. Maybe a little apology would have been fine. But if this is the way it's going to be, where her constantly sending him away and breaking up with him, maybe he's better off to move on. Because she doesn't accept his apology and sends him on his way. In other words, she is broken up with Mr. Robert Dubois. And I think that's pretty much it. That's the way it left, just sending him off. So that's what happened. That's where we are right now. These Burdaloons are difficult people to be in relationship with. Even Charlie, she done fired this boy. Anyway, let me not go there. See you next week.